Meeting to order. Can I get a motion to open the meeting at 2:38?
Motion to open it.
Can I get a second? Okay, the motion has been carried and second. The meeting is open at 2:38. I'll go ahead and start with, because I know you guys met yesterday, and as we go through the little agenda I made, you'll just get right in with what y'all met, and that'll make this meeting even shorter. Just let everybody know, I do have 4 bids for the pool.
Okay.
Cole's not here, so we can't get minutes of last meeting. So we'll just make a remark to pick that up. And we'll go ahead and start with you, Kit. Just dig into this finance stuff and go from there.
Okay, so I talked to Jared a little bit yesterday because a lot of the things that I don't know the numbers of for the rest of this year and anything new for next year are based on landscaping for the most part. We don't know what repairs we'll have, but hopefully we're not going to really have any since we made all those this year. And we're trying to prevent having any repairs in the coming year. So we do have the list of things that we do need to take care of that's above and beyond the normal year kind of thing, like the fence and the around the pool fence, the fence around the playground area, and the striping of the blacktop and the basketball court, and then we have pool repairs, which you've got a quote for too. So the things I've got in the paperwork here, where I've got question marks, I don't know exactly what these should be. Looking at what the budget was for the previous year, you know, the association dues, the income's going to be the same. Hopefully, if everybody pays their dues.
Right.
And then on the insurance, we do have that quote out there. I don't think we have enough people of the board to vote on it today. What's the number we need for that?
I'm not sure, but the board is only 5 people, so we got half.
Okay, so we've got it. We've probably got enough. I
Yeah,
think we just need a
'cause,
majority.
I think we need to go ahead and do that, and because we got a majority, and if it's a tie between you, I'll break the tie.
Okay.
Because I'm not really a voter.
So, so I guess I'll put in a motion to vote on the insurance that was proposed, which is $972 for the liability for the HOA board members, which we didn't have previously, but the covenant says we should have if we can afford it. Plus the regular liability of $2,541, with a total of $3,513. That's still $1,500 less than what we've been paying. We've been paying about $5,000 a year, and that's just for liability. So,
And how much is that liability, Kit?
the previous or the current?
Both.
But yeah, so the previous was $5,032.
No. The liability. How much are we insured for in the liability?
Oh, they matched up everything that we had in the other one. I would have to go back and look at it,
Okay.
but they matched up everything that we had, so it should be the same coverage, only it's cheaper.
Gotcha.
So they look. I had one guy go out to lots of different places and look, and he got the best rate. But anyway, so previously we were paying $5,032 and just for liability, and now we'll pay $2,541 for just liability. But then that allows us to also add in the board members' insurance for $972. So the total $3,513 is $1,500 less than the total previously just for the liability.
Awesome.
So if we can affirm that, then I can mark that down as part of the budget, and we're saving $1,500 right there.
So let's go and get a motion to table to accept the new insurance, saving us $1,500 a month.
I motion.
Just a second.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take a vote on it. All those for the new insurance, saving us $1,500. It's unanimous. We take the new insurance, saving us $1,500.
Okay. So I will talk to him on Monday. I've already given him a heads up that we'll get the process started for
Is that gonna
that.
start beginning of the year or start immediately?
I think I'm gonna have him start at the beginning of the year, but I don't know because we're still covered from the old insurance, I guess.
But I'm just asking a question, if we start now, we get a refund, and that refund, for as much as we're paying, might be a good
Right,
question to do it.
Sure. Yeah, so I'll check on that because
Yeah.
I don't know when they renew. I have to go back and
Gotcha.
look just to make sure. But yeah, if we can do that, then I'll do that.
Gotcha.
and we'll get some money back. Then the landscaping, let me come back to that. I think that's all that's left. Yeah, the only other thing was for the social committee, I think we should allocate more funds to that account and actually do more with it. Maybe encourage someone to pick that up again.
Yeah, because you said the young lady that was doing it just really wanted, right?
Right. Yeah, we don't have anybody in
Tim's
that.
wife?
Yeah, that was Jennifer Cowan.
Jennifer.
But right now we had a budget of $300 and we didn't spend any of it.
Was she adamant about not doing it? And the reason I asked that question is I kind of have a relationship with them,
Right.
and I know they like to have fun.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say maybe I could reach out to her and say, hey, come on, do it for 1 more year.
Right. She didn't say specifically. She just said that she wasn't the current social committee
I'm
chairman.
gonna talk to
so.
her. I'm gonna talk to her.
Okay.
So put it on note that I will approach her on that and see if she can just do maybe 1 year.
Right, and Kelly Noren also does the Norens do the Halloween get together that we did previously. So,
And I'm gonna ask a question again. Since Kelly does it, you think she might want to be social committee chairman?
possibly depends on what kind of time they have. I know they have
All right, going on.
a lot going on. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that would just put us into whatever's left is the landscaping, the new stuff, the stuff we want to get done between now and the end of the year. That's extra, and anything new that's going to be next year that we can push off to next year. I think we should.
Okay.
Just because we don't want to go over the budget that we have for this year that it wasn't allocated for.
Okay.
And at the bottom, you'll see the difference in how much money we are likely to have left over based on what I know now.
Almost 6 grand.
Yeah,
All right. Is that it?
that's it.
Okay, Jared.
Yes.
Head into your repairs. You the man of the plan. Head into your repairs. Yeah, let's look at your estimates you got.
Okay. And let's just add all this up,
Right.
So we know what we have.
Okay.
If we for black, this is the only estimate I got. I called a couple other companies. This is the only one that came out and was able to give me an estimate for the restriping as well as to repaint the basketball court. We're looking at $1175 total.
Question. Does that include the sign? In the parking lot, there's a disabled
Handicap
sign,
sign?
yeah, and it's white. Don't know, probably not. Huh?
Probably not. I mean, it says layout, striping, 3 lines, half a basketball court.
And that's $11,000.
$1,100.
$1,100. I'm sorry.
Yeah, $1175.
Okay. So we got $1175.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
keep a tally of these numbers.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
I
Okay.
got it.
So we got $1175. Then we got, what else you got, bro?
the painting, we got 2 estimates for pressure washing the parking lot, the sidewalk, pressure washing the playground, the small railings that go down the steps to the playground, as well as that bridge. The rest of the fence, because when Ben was here last, they only painted the actual pump house and the bathrooms, and they painted 1 pillar in each direction, but they didn't paint the entire fence. So painting the rest of that fence and the long fence that goes all the way down. I guess that's Villarica Drive.
No, that's Dallas Highway.
Old Dallas Road.
Old Dallas, okay.
Yeah.
The long fence that goes down Old Dallas, as well as pressure washing both brick structures and the entrance.
Now, does that include repairing the fence before they paint it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's, now you didn't say anything about the, I'm gonna call it the swing set, whatever. Is that included in that too?
The playground. Is that the equipment or just the?
Yes.
Yeah,
They're gonna
So that's
pressure wash.
everything?
Right.
Okay, that's everything. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the playground and restain that as well.
Okay.
We got an estimate from Uri Paints from Joaquin for $5,200, and we got one from Ben's Pro Painting for a lot more. I added up just so we have the number because his is in separate pieces.
You itemized it, huh?
Right. 2260 plus 1900 plus 1700 plus $2,600. Ben, it would be $8,460.
I had to ask a stupid question. Is Ben doing anything more than the other guy?
No, I mean he's you know, just from my personal experience, I mean he's very meticulous, but I don't think that we
need that.
right. We need, you know, every nook and cranny perfectly, you know, cut for the fence.
So you're satisfied with this one?
Hmm?
Okay, let's go and put that one on there. And we'll go with those. So that will take care of everything with the exception of new benches.
Correct.
Okay, and I'm gonna bring up those, because I know you wanna get it all done. And then we'll see how much it costs. We can say, okay, we do this much this year, or we'll split it up, whatever.
Well, my thoughts are, the painting in the parking lot, I like to get done in the fall. My rationale behind that is, you know, again, from my personal experience, once spring starts, these painters get busy, you know, and that's when they're not as willing to negotiate or give you any better deals, or they're kind of slow for work going into Thanksgiving. Right around late February, that's when, you know, it's hard to even get them to come out and do estimates.
Right.
So I would like to get, you know, those two things done.
Before Christmas.
Right. I'd like to get them done in the fall.
So you're looking
the other two, I guess, groups of items that we have that will pretty much cover the entire playground area are the benches and the pumps for the pool. Now those things can be on next year's budget because
The pumps we can,
right. My thinking is
pumps we can do right before we open the pool.
right before we open the pool, and the same thing with the benches. I mean, I see a person or two down there playing tennis right now, but you know, it's not like something that's going to be used a lot throughout the winter.
Okay, I've got some benches here, and these are prices, and this is about the best price I've seen at Home Depot. Those are metal, so they're not going to decay and fall apart like those that are down there.
They can just be repainted over and over and over and
And
over.
these are commercial grade, so painting will just chip off of it. So my question to you, is you've been around and look, which of those benches would you like to put down there and how many? Because let's add up all this stuff so we know where we're going.
Right. So if we use these, right, we would need 4.
Don't touch it because it's
Sorry,
touching.
I didn't know you had it.
It'll move on you.
We actually could we have 4 in there now. We probably can get away with 2 of the trade wins. So 619 times 2 for inside the tennis court. We could get away with 1 round outside the tennis court. There's 2 now, but this is a 4-seat.
But it's 2 of those. They're not round outside.
Right, we have 2 of these currently,
Right.
but I'm saying we can get away with probably 1 of these
It's one of
instead.
those.
Outside the tennis court. So we put 2 benches inside, 1 round outside, and then 1 over by the park. So we will be looking at, looks like
$999.
1,200 plus 1,000 is 2,200 plus 619 times 2 is another 1,200. You can $999
$9.99.
for bench near playground,
Picnic table.
near playground. Round commercial bench, round commercial picnic table outside of tennis court. Two trade winds, 6-foot brown commercial benches inside tennis court. Those are $619 a piece. The round is $11.99.
Now, what do those repairs that you're talking about, does that include repairing the benches that are made into the ground on the playground?
Yes.
Great, awesome.
Those are power wash and stain. They actually are in pretty good shape.
Great,
They're
awesome.
solid.
Okay, so we got those numbers there. Now, that takes care of everything. So what are we looking at? And I'm asking you this, kid, because you got the numbers. To do what he just said, how much money are we looking at?
Okay, we're talking about the blacktop striping
Blacktop striping,
and the benches.
pressure
and the
washing,
paint.
all the benches.
It's $11.75 plus $5,200, so $53.75. $63.75. I'm sorry.
You know I got a juggernaut to throw into that.
So $63.75 for
Okay.
the blacktop and the painting.
Okay, now take the benches only and minus 10%. it's gonna still be a little bit different, cause you gotta pay taxes on these benches.
Mhm.
Let me change-
Take 10% off.
Yes, military discount
Okay.
from Home Depot.
So that's a total of 34.36.
For the benches only.
So that's a total of $3,092.40
For the benches.
times 1.0. What is it? 6%.
Take it, see.
I think they probably added $100 for delivery or something.
Ship free.
Okay.
We'll say 32.78.
Okay, so you got 32.78 for the benches and stuff, and how much for what he has, all the painting and all that, striker and all
For
that?
that, it's 63.75.
I'm lost.
For the blacktop striping, that's 11.75.
That's it, fine.
For the painting of all everything is 5,200.
Okay,
That gets us to 63.75.
okay, so 63.75, and we've got
We're looking
roughly
at being,
59. So, I'm asking you guys, how do y'all wanna break that up? Cause we know we're not gonna do the pool stuff until after the new year.
Mhm.
That's next year's budget.
Right.
So how y'all wanna break that up?
I think we should just do it.
Do what, all of it?
Yeah.
Benches too?
We'll be going into next year's budget, but I mean, not by a whole lot.
The benches too?
No, not the benches. The benches should be in the spring.
Okay.
So if we just do the blacktop, the striping, and the painting and staining and pressure
Right.
washing of everything, that's the 63.75, which we're saying we don't really have that left in the budget for this year, but you can't
So
really.
we'll be $375 in the
You
next
can't break,
year's
you
budget.
can't break that up.
Right.
And I could
Well-
I could possibly see if I could get maybe $375.
Deducted.
Right. You know, out of those two estimates.
Right.
You know,
So
those
the
are
pressure
just
washing has to be
ranges
done
happening
first,
Right.
because the blacktop has to be pressure washed before they paint.
Right.
Somebody's gonna give me an estimate on that, striping. They never got back with me, and I'm one of them type of people, if I'm gonna spend money with you, and I gotta keep getting with you.
I don't have bandwidth to chase people
You
around.
know, when I'm giving you money. So what do y'all propose? I mean, you're over the budget, 375.
Right.
You wanna bounce back with them before we, bring them in here? You wanna talk to them and say, hey, we'll let you come here if you can do this at this flat rate? How you wanna do it?
Or could maybe they could bill us part of it now, part of it in the next year?
I don't think anybody's gonna do that.
No.
I don't think you would do that either.
Sure I would, if you ask me. It's business, sure I would if you ask me.
Yeah, it's
business.
If you can't, then we can't do it at all. I mean,
I mean, you ask, you know, all you can do is say yes or no.
or if they wanted to, well, no, we want to get it all done. Now.
Because, I mean, you got, when you say next year, you got, I'm just throwing this out there, let's say they do it at the end of November, right? So you make a payment at the end of November or beginning of December, next payment would be first week of January, divide in
Not too
half,
far apart.
and you're
Right,
right in
but
the next budget.
But we still won't have funds until March, so we're not really.
But what is the budget made for? Isn't it January 1 to January 1?
Mhm.
Yeah, see, so it's still part of next year's budget.
Yeah, you can still spend money before you've gotten it for that
But you
year.
know it's
We
coming
have
in.
money left over. I mean, we have cash flow.
That's my point. I'm like, you know, that'd be a lot of, you know, jumping through hoops for $300. Just how I look at it, you know. As a
So I'm
favor.
asking y'all, what do y'all wanna do?
I think we should just approve it, and if we go into the red by, like I said, I haven't negotiated these prices. Those are just, you know, the prices that they gave me. Let's say I can get $200 off, and we go into December $175 in the hole. From the beginning of the year and everything we've had to overcome to be able to get all of this stuff done, and to only be, you know, down 100. So I'd be more than happy with that, to be
Right.
$175 in debt.
And part of that actually is because we haven't received dues from one homeowner for 2 years, so that would have easily solved
And
that
then,
problem. But also, there's a difference in, I'm guessing at what the utilities are going to be. They're going to be probably lower than what I'm guessing.
You know what, I got some talk on those utilities to make them lower when I get to closing remarks.
Secondly, just a thought, as we're, thinking of budget and planning, right? We don't have any lawn expenses for January, February, and March when we've had those every year prior, except for this year.
Okay.
So, I mean, that should be a $1,600 savings at the beginning of the year right there.
Okay. And so when we look at the total amounts, do you know what these total amounts are for all the landscaping?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, like flowers and shrubs, irrigation, we shouldn't have repairs for that. The maintenance of the lawn and shrub, which is the total, that's gonna be Meadows Landscape, do we know what that is? It starts in March, right? Do you know what the total would be for the year?
Yeah, we had that paperwork.
Yeah, but I didn't bring it.
Okay, yeah, we got that.
But I sent it to you guys.
Yeah, it should be right here. This computer was faster.
I also saw that, not to jump around, but the lighting repairs, and you said that we shouldn't have any lighting repairs in 2019. I absolutely think we will have lighting repairs in 2000. We need lighting repair now.
Why?
Because those lights, there's some type of deep underlying issue with the lighting in the front. I mean, I don't know. I had an electrician come out and look at it, and he was able to get it fixed with that. He didn't charge me anything. Actually, he charged me $60. I just paid it out of my pocket. I wasn't worried about it, just for the trip. But when it rains really, really, really hard, those lights get shorted out. And sometimes I'll walk over there behind the first house and turn them back on. Also, we had some ants. That was one issue at the beginning of the year. Fire ants were getting inside the light, chewing on the wiring inside.
So actually, they need to be replaced.
They
were out.
Well, they replaced a few. Right.
The systems were out.
But yeah, I mean, and that's again, like I said,
That's an expense.
right. So without the I guess a large infusion of cash in the way we run our budget, that's kind of like the reason I guess why other boards, you kind of put band-aids on everything.
Mm-hmm.
300 here for the fix, 300, rather than having somebody come and pull all the lighting out.
Well, we had 300 homes in here.
Right.
And everybody's still paying $675. We can say, come here and pull all these wires out and put a brand new system in.
Right.
But we're a small subdivision and we don't have that income.
Right.
Just thinking we had a clubhouse.
Right.
With the same amount of people we have.
Well, our HOA dues are real. They're actually the lowest that I've ever had.
And we had the lowest amount of amenities.
True indeed. No. I agree with that. We don't really have a lot of common space. We don't have a clubhouse.
Yep. But let's keep on moving. We're gonna keep this short.
Right.
So what do y'all want to do? You want to go ahead and get all that work done, and we put the benches, and then we'll get into this pool stuff.
Yeah, that other stuff will definitely have to come next year.
Okay.
But I guess whether or not we do the striping, and I mean, it's going to have to be done.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put a motion on the floor to further discuss the striping, so we can get to a point of voting on it. So I put a motion on the floor to come up with some constructive yes or no on it. So we can get to a vote. We can keep going around and around and around. We gotta make a decision.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any cheaper. We're going to have to do it. Whether we do it now or in next year, now, like you said, would probably be best. So I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I get a vote on the floor that we take care of all the repair items with the exclusion of the benches and the pool at this time.
I second.
I'm gonna vote on the floor now.
Oh, I'll vote yes.
I vote yes.
So we have unanimous vote. There is no room for nays on it. So that will be taken care of. So Mr. King, will you go and set that up? See if you get a little $375 discount.
Like I said, I'll try.
Let's try.
Yeah,
And it's
try.
that myself and Kit know when their estimated start date is.
Okay.
Because my mind is clinged in now. Every time I go in and out the subdivision, I'm looking over there for cars or whatever. You know?
Right.
I'm like, okay, who's over there now?
Right.
Okay, so that ends that part of it. And we'll keep the numbers for the chairs. Okay, now we're gonna move to the pool bids. Okay, I'm gonna hand these out. We got 4 bids. We got Blue Whale. There's Nautix. Nautix also has their old contract in there.
I'm gonna leave this one over here because I don't like none.
There's Splash Blue, and this is Sears.
Okay.
Okay, looking at the numbers, it looks to me like Blue Wave is about the least expensive and they're gonna do the most. He said that they will come out 3 times a week, but only charging you 2 times a week. Third time is no extra. Also, Blue Wave does, which they include in there is a winter maintenance. You come out, make sure, like I was talking to you on the phone about blowing the leaves off the cover and stuff.
Okay.
Making sure that water level's right. Now, I'm not asking you no voting on this because we're not gonna buy this right now. I'm getting to y'all to read over.
Right.
In depth and in detail. That's why I gave basically each of y'all 2.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you guys.
Go ahead.
While you guys both have your computers up, can we do a quick Google search on all of these companies just to get a number of stars?
Okay. Blue Wave, and I'll do that, no problem. Blue Wave has references in it.
Okay.
Sure.
I actually came across them at another neighborhood. I'm assuming that they do their neighborhood is
The references, I don't know what neighborhood, but the reference he gave me is 4 separate neighborhoods.
yeah.
So it might be one of the neighborhoods in there.
Oh,
in
you got
Blue
Blue
Wave.
Wave, right? Yeah.
That's the
It's the
repair.
one on John Ward Road because I was walking over there.
See right there?
Mm.
That's their subdivisions that he does
Yeah,
also.
I think Laurel Springs was one.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So I'm good. You want me to do which one? What do we do first for stars?
Blue Whale. Just Blue Whale. Pool management reviews.
Seems to me the Blue Whale is a private owned kind of small company. What's their full name?
Blue Whale Pool Management.
Blue Whale Management. Blue Whale Pool. Is it Pool Pro? Yeah, it is. I remember that now. Okay, right here he's got just 1 star. Is that Gordy Parkway? Is that his address? Blue Whale. Is that his address? He's got a P.O. box on there. That's it. That's his logo.
Okay. You can back out of that, please.
You almost hit you something at the bottom with some references or something.
I think the references were, the stars are on Yelp.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see nothing there.
Click right there on the actual Yelp review. Scroll down a little bit.
American Swimming, A Toto. That's the same with everybody. Unqualified, untrained teenagers. That's all of them do. You know, that you read it.
Yeah, I think with all of them, you're going to have someone here that kind of oversees them.
And I think that's what didn't happen with Alex.
Yeah.
Cause I had to go down there and I tell you, me and Chad, we kind of got in on the phone. He's like, well, I don't clean the bathrooms this month. I said, well, you didn't clean them last month. And he goes, well, yeah, we did when we closed. I said, how did you? I didn't have a key to the pool, the restroom, they were locked. Come on now. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were locked, Mr. White. Yeah. And then they come and clean the pool. So that evening they called me back. Mr. Whitesell, the wind closed one of the doors and it locked, so we couldn't get it clean. We gotta come back tomorrow. I mean, you're dealing with kids.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you're dealing with. Okay, I'm gonna open up another screen now. What's the next company we want me to open up?
Sears Pool Management Consultants.
Sears Pool Management Consultants.
Yeah. We don't pay Nordics in the winter, right? We're done paying Nordics.
To my knowledge, but we need to. Not then, but the next one over the winter.
Okay.
To make it right. He doesn't have, he's got 4 stars. Let you look at him there. And keep in mind with the pool, our opening date is the holiday. We want to get the contract at least a month before to give him time to open the pool so to be open on the holiday.
Right. We're talking about Memorial, is that May?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day?
Yeah. Was it first week of May, last week of May?
It's usually the last Monday.
Last
of May?
Monday. I think we
Something like
mixed
that.
up. So you're looking at getting the contract, around April.
Nordics has 5 stars.
By whom?
Well, they have 5 stars. They have a Facebook page. So they have
Well,
5
the
stars.
larger companies also get people to
Right.
do reviews and things, which a small company, they don't
And
even know
also-
that exists.
And also they monitor them.
Mm-hmm. And they have companies that monitor them and
take
make
the bad ones out.
and take the bad ones out and
Well,
satisfy customers to change them.
Where my mother is, they asked me to do that. Go in there and write a favorable response. And I had no problem doing it because I like the place. But after I did, I went and looked. I'm like, dang, all these are 5-star. Okay, yeah, y'all got this website under control.
Yeah, it gets to a point where you can't even really trust them because
You don't know.
you don't know what.
I mean, just my, month and a half with Knowledge, I don't like them. I'm not happy with them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can at least say the bathroom is locked, I can't clean them. How long you gonna leave it alone?
Right, but like you said, I mean, that's just I guess, the way
Kid
the pool,
mentality.
the way the pool companies do business. It's kind of like Burger King, like complaining that they didn't put ketchup in your bag. They hiring people that are 16. They don't care whether you have ketchup or not.
That's right.
I wouldn't care either for $9 an hour.
That's right. But then you pay a little bit more and you go to Chick-fil-A, you got ketchup.
Right. You go to Chick-fil-A, they come outside and say, would you like me to take your tray? do
You pay a little bit more.
you need anything else?
That's right. You're absolutely correct. That's America.
They come in,
Did you look at another one? Those three was, it's,
Splash.
Splash pool management.
Splash pool management.
can we go to a different window here and open that one up? Splash Pool Management, out of all of them, they were the most congenial. They were really, really friendly. They really were. Remember, they met me down there when the other company was there.
Oh yeah, right.
Alex was there.
I was there.
Yeah. They really were very, very friendly.
They manage a lot of pools in the area because Kendall used to work for them, and he went to various pools in the.
Gotcha.
It's within 2 or 3 different counties. Paul,
Yeah, I was surprised the pool company I used to work for, they got out of the commercial pools. I'm surprised they just do nothing but private now. I didn't do the clean the pools and stuff. Yeah, they have 3 stars. There you go. What you look at. They got stars too. Judy's book. That's like Angie's list. I did clean pools and stuff. I actually worked on the pools, replacing pumps and stuff. But I remember the pool cleaning people, that's all they were, teenagers.
6,000 for splash. How much are we paying for Nordics currently?
It's in the paperwork.
Oh, because they're changing their pricing.
They're gonna change the price because they had us on a 3-year contract. First 2 years stayed the same, the second year went way up, and they didn't renew a contract, it just kept us on that same price. But the Chad told me, you're gonna go up next year. Because we've redone everything. I will say, they're hard to get with too, Notix. They don't call you back.
And that was my issue, you know.
Well, we're out busy in the field.
We got to hire
Duh.
somebody.
You got a cell phone, you got a
back office.
secretary at that office, her name is Trisha or whatever.
I wouldn't let my kids answer me like that. I'm busy.
Yeah. But let's go through you can look at those reviews if you want real quick. We're gonna get some numbers out of these things and look at them a little bit deeper. First, I'm gonna look at the repairs on all of them. What do I do with it? Bring up Sears. I know I had it. Splash, Notix, Blue Whale. I need Sears' contract. You looking at the game scores?
No. I got another meeting after this one.
I'm like his wife. I got a meeting with the couch. I had it. Okay, I'm gonna have to backtrack on that. I thought I had Sears's contract. I don't look like that. I got their contract, but I don't know if I have their repair.
The repair is the pump, the pumps.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we only need one pump
No,
replaced or
two.
two?
I have a,
2 motors.
repair the pumps, the paperwork is right here.
For Sears,
No, Blue Well.
I have Blue Well. I'm looking for Sears.
Is it on that
Oh,
code?
it's up there.
I didn't see it. Let me see, that might be it right here, Nate Smith. This one right here, Nate Smith. And it's-
We're gonna have another meeting in,
it's black.
February, right?
No, our main meeting is January.
Right, I'm talking about the board.
Board's supposed to meet in December to approve the budget. We made that date our last meeting. Okay, it doesn't look like I have it. I'm gonna go with these three because they're all close. If you wanna write these numbers down, Kip,
Mm-hmm.
Blue Well to repair the pumps, both pumps, everything,
1,300.
it's 1,300. Notix pools is 1,595. Pool management, splash pool is 1,600. I'm still looking, what did I do with
How do you spell Sears? How was that one?
SEARS?
So just like
Just
the
like Sears.
Sears and
ones.
Roebuck?
Blue Nonix, Splash. I didn't give you Sears.
Right.
I'm still looking for it. I thought I had it. But, like my father used to say, I thought wrong. Some of them put everything all together. Green. I know I had it, because I've looked at all of them. Okay, let me get back over here. Do a search, let's see here. I'm not coming with it, but I do know that Blue Well is the least expensive. I would like to do whatever contract we do, have them do the repair work.
Right, that way they're completely responsible for it.
Right, and that way if something happens, they're in there constantly. That's what I would like.
And that way nobody can relinquish responsibility.
Well, we repaired it and
I told
they messed it up.
So far, just looking at the bottom, Blue Well being the cheapest on the
They're the least
pumps,
expensive.
and they're the least expensive on the
They're the least expensive.
seasonal also.
Mhm.
I wonder if we give their references a call and see what we think.
I can do that since I have that information.
Cause we wanna save, everywhere we can because we're doing these extra things this coming year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's looking pretty good.
And I can do that. Matter of fact, I can make that happen this week. Might be safe to say, because if I'm right or wrong, we most likely will not be going back with Knox. We're not happy, right? So I can safely say that. So let's look at this here, and we're just gonna throw some numbers. We're looking at probably $6,000 a year for the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And how much for the benches?
Total, $32.78.
So you're looking at $9,000, maybe $10,000 to do the pool and the benches, plus, I'm just gonna use a number right now, $1,600 to repair the pumps. So we're looking at about $11,000. Is that more or less of what they did last year? I'm throwing in the whole number in there because I know we're doing a lot of stuff cheaper.
The budget just for the seasonal pool for last year was $12,000.
We way under that, man.
Yeah, so we're good.
How was it $12,000?
That's what the budget was. We didn't spend that much. We spent 6,700 and something. So
And we're gonna be about this. We're gonna probably be 1,000 over, including
the repair.
repair the pumps.
Yeah. So I think we're good
We're good to go
on
on
that.
that.
There are a lot of budgeted items that they put
Mhm.
numbers in that we don't use.
Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna try and cut back this electricity. I'm gonna play with it. Okay. And what I'm saying is, I'm gonna ask y'all for your opinion. Do we need to keep that whole pool area lighted up at night?
I think it was damaged before.
I'm talking, we need to keep it on though for safety or anything, because it's on all night.
We could put motion sensor lights rather than have them on all the time.
There's a
If
timer in
it's-
there.
if it's
It's a timer.
Right.
You can hear the timer running when you're in the pool room.
Right. But what I mean is if it needs to be on for security, for people being down there at night when they're not supposed to be or something, we could put motion sensor and then it's never on unless something activates it at night.
Put a motion sensor. I just got a problem with the motion lights. They're so cheap. I went to 3 or 4 before I went to Rain. I just don't like them.
But yes, I agree. I don't know sometimes when I drive through the neighborhood at night why the tennis lights would be on so late at night.
Same thing.
Nobody's down there.
And that's electric bill.
Yeah.
You know, because I turned the water off. You sent the email out. No one has said anything about using the restrooms for the tennis. So we know we're not going to have a water bill down there. Except for
It's turned off, yeah.
I think they have, with that bill, do they include sewer on that bill also?
Yeah.
So they have a sewer bill. That's weird. Why do
It's combined. So it takes your water bill and multiplies by like 2.5 or
yeah,
something
they
to
double
get
it for
here.
sewer and the lights.
But for the irrigation, that's on a separate meter, so they don't take sewer for that one. 'Cause there's no sewer for that.
Okay. And you got that under control, right, Jared?
Irrigation.
The irrigation,
Yeah.
he's gonna cut it off at a certain point of period.
Yeah, I sent him a note, actually. Let me do that again while I'm sitting here.
Okay, so what's, for the, sake of the minutes, we're gonna carry over to next year, the implementation of the, benches, repairing and replacing the benches. Repairing the pool and setting up our pool contract. Okay, now I should have did it before, I don't know why I didn't. I'm gonna email these contracts to you guys, so y'all can look at them. And then, like I said, I looked at them, and no, I didn't look at the reviews, but I'll call out those people to reviews. But to me, Blue Wave was the best deal. Because he's gonna do it 3 times a week. Other ones are all 2 times a week. He's gonna pay more for 3 times. And he's also gonna carry us through the winter. Come out with all the rain, drain it down, keep the leaves off the cover, stuff like that. All the rest of them are extra for all that. And he's gonna keep the bathrooms clean.
Okay.
So but I'll call the other subdivision people and see exactly what they say. So we got that going. Okay? So you're gonna get back with us a start date for the repairs down there, right?
Yes, I just sent him a message, and he said that he'll check the schedule and get back to me this evening.
Sound like a winner
The
then.
start date.
Okay.
I also asked him if he could, I shot out 4,900. He said he'll let me know.
Okay.
So we'll see. If we come, again, if we come back in between there, that's 150. If I can, get 150 off the other things,
Right.
we shouldn't have really, other than electricity, any expenses in December.
Right, and actually, I'm guessing at what they're gonna be, I don't know exactly what they're gonna be, cause they may be lower, and so the numbers we're looking at now will be better.
Okay, so with that being said, do we wanna go ahead and get a price to repair the electrical lights and stuff? To have it in our mind what we're looking at?
Yeah, if we're gonna budget it next year, I guess we should figure out what.
That
we
way,
might have
when
to
they
do.
really need repair, we won't get
You
surprised.
have the actuals, right?
Yes,
Can you check the
lighting repairs was 240.
right? Do you have the receipt?
I can look, but I probably don't.
Well, you have the the person who.
Oh, who it is? Yeah,
Text that to me. I'll give them a call tomorrow.
it's the Atlanta Lighting, whatever company.
Yeah,
Lara Gas and Light, Atlanta Gas.
No.
and Light.
For the lights, for
No,
at
not
the
the
entrance?
electricity. He changed all the bulbs at the entrance. He didn't change them all.
Yeah,
and this was only
the
for
one
a
that's
few.
not working is not changed. That does. The
Right.
one on the tree.
Well, what
on
I
the
had,
left
what
on the
again,
front.
we were piecemealing things together because
Mhm.
we were going in a hole.
Right.
So I had them, the ones that needed to be changed, I had them put those together, so it wasn't a big contrast in the new bulbs and the old bulbs
Right,
you
the
could
colors, yeah.
right, 'cause you could
Because
see
they're
it.
LED.
Right.
Yeah. The one that's not working looks like it has water in it. Is the one at the first tree on the left as you come in.
Okay. Just give me the information, I'll get them out here to look at it. Tell them what they can do, can't do, whatever. And I'll get it, itemized, a new system, repair the system, bring the system up, whatever. I wanna bring something new to the table that kid saw it, I went walking this morning, I saw it.
Or the mold.
Moles or voles, whatever they are. I mean, it's long trails.
Light skates of Atlanta.
And they're like, I didn't get a chance.
It's like underground tunnel, but you can see it.
Oh yeah, my whole side yard right there is just all over now. I just noticed.
It's like
Your
taking
house?
that candle.
Yeah, right there.
It's like taking that candle right there, lay it on the
You
ground,
guys gotta get a dog.
Yeah.
lay that candle on the ground and cover it with some grass. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
It's a little
So
path.
we have to find a company to get rid of the moles, or you think that with the cold to do it automatically in the next couple
I think
weeks?
I've seen, that's when they come out, is when it gets cold for me.
Okay.
I mean, they're around all year, but the first time I see them usually is when it gets cold. And it might be because you're no longer mowing and stuff to make, making noise prevents them, because I've got buzzers in my yard. So,
Love has been out there numerous of times making noise.
Right. So is that something you guys want to get an estimate on?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it. I guess you already have this. Is there chemical you put on it or what?
there are little pellets, but you gotta like dig a hole where you think they're gonna be, because they go and they'll stop. Their trail will stop, and I don't know if that means they're right there or what. I never have figured it out. One time I caught one.
How big
He
are they?
came up about a little bit bigger than your hand.
Gerbil?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, but I guess there's no room in there, and they make room, and it pops it up, pops the ground up. So I've been doing okay with these buzzers, but you gotta have them all over the place, and they make noise all day.
Yeah, plus you gotta put batteries in them.
Well, it's solar power, so it picks up and keeps it going, but that'll last forever. And if you mow over them accidentally because they're plastic, and if they're in the, not all the way in the ground.
They have to be, so you can't put them where the pine straw is, and it emits the sound all the way through the grass, and they go away. It has to be actually where their trails are.
No, it's a certain area, so it picks up a certain area.
So we can put them in the pine straw area.
Yeah, probably.
How much are those?
I want to say they're like somewhere between $20 and $30 each.
And with that area, because you're familiar with it, how many will we need for that area?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, $20-$30 each, and you guys are talking about a few items. I think we should look at an estimate.
Right, just to see what someone else would do.
Right.
If they can just. My problem is this is not the first one. I've gotten rid of one before. It went over to John's yard, and they got rid of it.
Ask your the landscaper that's gonna come in here in March. Ask what he can do. I mean, doing all these lawns, he's probably familiar with it.
Mhm.
You know, possibility.
Hopefully it's not like Caddyshack or something. He can get out there with little bombs and try to slow it out.
Look at this picture. This is amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the goats.
Yeah. I like to get that where they climb the side of the mountain.
All right, I gotta run soon, guys.
Yeah, we're ready to close this up. We really are. But that was something new right there.
Okay.
So you gonna contact him on that, right?
I just texted him. He
Okay.
said he'll be out tomorrow to turn the irrigation off.
Okay. So with that being said, one thing I have left is basically just a round table. That was part of round table. Any of you all have anything?
I was gonna bring up also the door handles down there. Did you still want to look into replacing those?
I'll go
Well, we
home.
found a key now, but
I'll go to Home Depot and look. I still have the keys. I have 2 each, and I'll just keep them in my house. Actually, in my truck. Keep them in my truck. But everything is locked right now, so there's no entrance. And I like the way they did it. They put a wraparound thing, so you just can't get a screwdriver and dig in there. Whoever repaired them last time.
Right.
So they're pretty secure. And there's also a fence that they have. It's not bolted, but it has to have bolts on it where no one can actually go to the pool unless they move that little temporary fence.
Mhm.
So that's good to go. But I'll look at some locks.
you know, now that I think about it, I wonder if we should put a sign up
There is a
at
sign.
the bathrooms that says the water's off, or
There's just a sign that says pool closed.
well, it's pool closed, but they can still get in with the
Let's change the
passcode.
code.
Yeah, we could change the code temporarily.
You have to pay for that.
No, he's got the key.
I've
changer.
got a key thing that
Oh.
opens it and does it.
You got it
Supposedly.
from Fitz.
I'll have to YouTube it.
You said
Oh,
you
okay.
can do it.
Cause we
You know what those are called, right?
Vince paid last time.
They're called cipher locks.
Hmm?
We had them all through the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's cool. We'll do that there then. I don't have anything. You have anything?
No.
That's it then. So I make a motion that we go ahead and close the meeting at 3:35. Well, I can't make a motion. Put it out there for y'all to make a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Second.
We close the meeting at 3:35 then. That's that. That's a short. That was 3 minutes less than an hour. The other meeting was like 2.5 hours.
Right. That's because you made dip and the game was on. And that was really our kickoff.
Exactly.
Plus, I came by here yesterday and we spent about an hour and a half.
That was beautiful.
Right.
That was beautiful. Now let me get these team scores.
Oh, okay.
He said, nah, I ain't gonna make that today.
Yeah, I'm actually headed down to Dan.